Saturday is Earth Day. So how can we take better care of our planet? Here to answer that question are Dr. Mari Rice and Dr. Jillian Moroney from Boise State University's Environmental and Urban Studies departments. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
I'd like to find out a little bit first of what you do in your program. So Mari, why don't we start with you? What is it that you focus on in the environmental studies?
I teach a lot of environmental studies classes to our freshman level students and all the way up through our seniors. I also work with our internships, community partners, and I oversee our environmental education certificate.
Okay. And how about for you, Jillian? It's the urban studies part of it.
Yeah, similarly, I teach in both environmental studies and urban studies. So I teach all the way from freshmen up to our seniors. I teach classes like planning in the environment, urban nature, and sustainable cities.
So the two really do go hand in hand. You know, when you think of nature, you don't think of urban, but it does play a role.
Yeah, I mean, when we think about environments, we have the natural environment, we have the urban environment, we're animals living in an environment. So really, like, they affect each other.
So we hear a lot about carbon footprint around Earth Day, and that is kind of the focus. And what is the carbon footprint, first of all, and then how would we go about reducing our own?
Yeah, so one of the things I have my students do is do a carbon footprint online or ecological footprint assessment. That kind of gives you an idea of how many greenhouse gases are you emitting as an individual into the atmosphere.
And what kind of things would that be?
Yeah, so what kind of things, activities?
What kind of things would produce the carbon?
So it kind of gives you a breakdown into transportation, your food, your home energy usage. So driving cars, for example, with the food systems, if you eat a lot of meat, that would make your carbon footprint a bit higher. And what's nice about a carbon footprint tool is it kind of gives you a look at all the ways that you're contributing to the greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, and it can give you some solutions for each category. So if you're really high in, say, transportation, maybe it'll say fly one time less a year, or inflate your tires so that you need as much gas when you're commuting.
And Jillian, are there things that people can do every day to reduce their carbon
Absolutely,
footprint?
right? And I mean, you don't need to aim for perfection. There's small things that you can do every day. You don't need to sell your car and never get in it again. But if you can reduce one trip a day, if you can, plan your day for, how you're going to move through your city. If you, are going from home to work and then home to the grocery store and then home to the gym, is there a way you can link those things up so that you can save on miles?
Or ride with a friend.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, ride the bus.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why is it important for people to know their impact on the environment?
Yeah, I mean, if we don't know our impact on the environment, how do we fix it, right? So I just took 10 students to Chicago for our urban studies field school, and we were looking at the Chicago River, which has, historically been horribly polluted. And that wasn't the action of just one person throwing their trash in the river. That's, generations of industry and sewage and all of these different things going in the river. And they actually reversed the flow of the river. Instead of stopping putting trash in it, they said, let's just send the trash and stuff into our drinking water down to the cities below us, right? And so, like, understanding your impact, what you're doing, and how that's affecting the environment means that you can also look for solutions, right? We know that we're doing X, we can change that and do Y instead and help things.
And Mari, with the little bit of time we have left, is there one big point you want people to take home when it comes to Earth Day and helping the environment?
Yeah, I think sometimes people feel totally overwhelmed by all of the impacts, and it's important to know that you can start small. And you don't have to, like Jillian referred to, you don't have to sell your vehicle, completely change your life. You can start small. For example, you can one of the things that you can do is like planting trees in your house. That will take the carbon out of the atmosphere and it'll provide you some shade in this hot city. You could limit the amount of food waste you generate in your house, because that food waste generates a lot of carbon emissions.
Buy bulk.
You can buy
Don't buy
bulk.
packaged stuff.
Exactly.
It sounds like you have somebody coming on talking about gardening, right? Like, plant food in your yard instead of a lawn that's not doing anything and using a lot of water. Like, what can you eat locally?
And that is exactly what we're going to be focusing on, and you can grow it too. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Jillian and Mari, for coming in today to talk about Earth Day. Thank you so much.